Hi, I'm Mari, and I'm recording a little scholar guide for Top. So, for your opener, what I do is I hit chain and then dissipation immediately. You want a dissipation first, because then it'll be up for the spread low in Limitless. If you do it too late, then you'll end up being forced to use Seraph too late, and you might not have it up for P3. So, healing Looper, I always give a Excog to one of the 3rd in line or 4th in line players, depending on if it's a non-tank. And I generally save an Aetherflow to heal. For healing 3rd in lines, you use Fey Blessing. For healing 4th in lines, use Indom. And that makes it pretty comfy because your co-healer can just do the rest. After Looper, it's time to prepare your spread low. You can hit Fey Elum pretty late. It'll cover like the first 2 stacks and also boost your spread low. You can hit Seraph anytime before, and then hit Expedience when the first puddle appears. You want to soil for the 2nd stack onwards, since spread low covers the 1st stack completely. You can use your Seraph shields on either the 2nd or 3rd hit. You have 2 of them, so just make sure you at least use both. Healing up for after Panto, you have Fey Blessing and your Fairy Regen generally. So people probably will not be dying to damage, and you can save the energy drains for P2. Make sure your tanks are full, and then I like to soil off rip. If you want to energy drain instead, you can do that. It just helps the tanks take less damage. So Adlo should, or not Adlo, your Aetherflow should come off cooldown here. It gives you more energy drains, and that also means more Fairy Gauge to tether to the tanks while they're taking autos here. So for party synergy, you just need a shield on people. None of the damage is lethal, so you honestly can omit the shield if, say, you died and you need to recover MP, or you just don't want to shield people. So moving back in, we're going to shield people again, top people off. Try to use your fairy skills, since under dissipation you can't use them anyway. And then dissipation, as soon as it's up, you have a ton of Aetherflow to spend, so use it on energy drains, Excog, soil. I like to put soil down since it helps with the tanks taking autos, and after you get your next Aetherflow button, you can hold on to it if you want to soil the 1 minute here, or not 1 minute, the soil for your next chain. Expedience while moving into the safe spot, and then as soon as your fairy's up, hit Seraph. You can Fey Elum a bit early just to enhance the shield on your Consolation, and you should have a Consolation shield for both the first hit and the 2nd hit. Remember to soil at any time once the meteors appear. The timing isn't too tight, since, remember, soil lasts slightly longer than 15 seconds, so it's not, like, as specific as, like, Sage's Carishol would be. So, I always send Chain here, just cause I like to use it off CD. Gets me an extra use, although fast kill times tend to make it so it doesn't get much value. Do what your party wants. Generally, it might be better to sync it up. So for intermission, you just need to shield people. For the Hello World cast, since Scholar can't really use Soil very effectively during Hello World, you use Soil here. Shielding the raid wide is not necessary, but you can do it if your co-healer needs help healing. So immediately you can start prepping your spread low. You can use it anytime after the Hello World cast and before the first patch. The earlier you use it, the better though, because you'll need it for later. So first patch is spread low. Second patch will be Expedience and 1 Seraph Shield. Third patch will be Fey Elum and 1 Seraph Shield. And fourth patch will just be nothing. So remember to help heal up in between. Right here, see, have 1 Seraph Shield going out and press Expedience, help people get into place. And I like to Soil right before damage goes out because it covers everything and the regen helps, especially since Soil isn't very useful. It will fall off right before the next patch though, so keep in mind if you do Soil anywhere in P3, it will only catch 1 patch at most. Remember to cycle Fairy Tether on your tanks as they're taking autos. And since Soil is not mandatory on anything, you really can just use it on whatever you want. I do it slightly differently from the standard top midi mitigation. I like to spread low critical error just to make it more consistently be up for delta. So it's right here. I have spread low going out. And what's nice about this as well is since there's a 2-minute here, it saves your co-healer from having to spend a GCD to top everyone off, since with the standard mitts, people can get quite low. Low enough to where it's a bit scary to use like an extra CD to top everyone off. So yeah. Going into P4, instead of spread low being on the first Protean, like what top midi says, I just shield. And since you can't use Fey Blessing while under Seraph, I like to use it immediately after the first Protean, keep people healthy. And you see the weaves are quite specific. So first Protean goes off, I hit Fey Blessing, then I hit Soil to shield the stack. Then next weave is Expedience, and the very next one is going to be Seraph. So you want to put the Seraph on pretty much anything in here. I like to put it on the stacks, so the Seraph Shield will be on the 2nd and 3rd stack. And then make sure people are healed enough. You can use Indom anywhere that it feels like you need a bit extra healing. As soon as Seraph falls off, you want to hit Dissipation since you can't use it while in Seraph. Remember to shield everybody and put Soil down, and Blue Serene should be survive with pretty healthy HP. So since you're in Dissipation, you want to prep your spread low. As soon as they disappear, you want to start casting head low, and then you can spread immediately. Doing it with this timing will let you be able to not have to cast spread low during uptime, and also it'll allow you to have it on all 3 Dynamis casts, whereas with normal top midi, you can't have it on Sigma, I mean. So, for the Delta cast, you want to put Soil on the boss, like after the 2nd Buster hit. Doing so lets it be off cooldown for the mechanics here. So when the tethers are close to breaking, you want to pop Fey Elum. This will give a 5% mit on all the damage going out for the entire mechanic. You also want to hit Whispering Dawn, just to provide an extra regen in case your co-healer doesn't have much to give on the mechanic. I like to save Fey Blessing for this part. On the first long tether pop, you can move the fairy toward where we're all taking the near far world, and then hit Fey Blessing to heal everyone. I also pop Seraph right before uptime to get one of the shields on the tether pop, and then you can press it any time before it expires to get a second shield on the Sigma cast. You can see here I'm prepping my spread boat, and it should go out now. Remember, you can hit soil anytime after the second hit of the buster, and it'll cover the mechanic. So for Sigma, all you need to do is shield everybody before they move out, and get ready to hit Expedience as soon as you see where you're gonna go. Treat it like if you're pressing sprint. This gives a sprint to everyone as they fan out to do the mechanic, and also gives an extra 10% mit while we take the lasers. This makes healing everyone up slightly easier for your co-healer. Just remember, you can use your fairy skills, they're completely free during this part, and GCD heal to keep people shielded for the towers. Going back into middle, we still have a bit of regen from our fairy, and you can shield everybody before moving out to your spots. Not a lot to talk about right now. Just make sure you have everyone shielded, topped off, and don't forget to hit Aetherflow. So everyone should be like missing a bit of HP. It shouldn't be too hard to top them off. Just remember, you can hit Fey Elum anytime after the Solar Ray cast snapshots. It'll cover the raid wide and also empower your spread low. For Omega autos, I recommend giving an XCOG to your main tank and giving them Fairy Tether the entire time. Try not to use any fairy skills that will interrupt the Fairy Tether, because having a very potent regen for the entire uptime is very nice for the tank, especially if they don't press their shorts. So going into Omega, remember, you have to hit Seraph, have one shield for the first part of Omega, and then as soon as people take damage, you can hit the second shield. Move into the middle to heal everyone up, and then you can just go to your spot. People will be high enough. So remember to check, see if your tanks are taking the tether. If they are, make sure that they're topped off before the next buster. You can shield them. And then I like to put Soil to help with the buster here, since you can spread low for Blind Faith, and it's completely free, doesn't mess with anything in P6. It's just an extra downtime, or extra uptime GCD, but it makes it feel a lot safer, and you're gonna generally shield that anyway, so might as well make it a spread low, right? Make sure you hit Aetherflow right before downtime. You can see him spamming it. Yay, I got it. Right? So, footage here will be spliced. This upcoming P6 will be slightly different, just because the pull I was showing is a wipe. At this point in the cutscene, you should communicate with your co-healer and find out which co-healer, or which healer is going mid, and if you're taking the first or second LB. It's standard for shield healers to be taking the second LB, and they stay out. So regens go mid. Off rip for Cosmo memory, you're gonna soil immediately, and shielding the raid wide is optional. You generally do not need it. You'll see here I don't shield it, and people survive with plenty HP. So, dot immediately, and you can pot as soon as it's up. You see, soil is down. You can use any 60-second CDs to heal up, so Fey Blessing, Whispering Dawn, and they'll be up for Wave Cannon. Getting ready for Exas. It's gonna be an out pattern. pretty much any time from the first dodge to the cast bar, you can start hitting your 20-second mitts, so Expedience, Fate Elum. Try to hit Seraph as late as you can while still getting the shield, because you want to cast it again later to give another shield for the Wave Cannon Proteans, because they will last that long. So once you start moving in for the Wave Cannon cast, you want to GCD shield and press Consolation again to refresh the shield on everybody, and then you can start moving, and these shields should last for the Wave Cannon Proteans. You can soil anytime after the 6th, but before the first Proteans, and people will survive. When moving in, you want to use Fey Blessing and Indom, since you can't use Fey Blessing coming up, since you'll have to press Dissipation here for the spread low. So hit Dissipation, prepare your spread low, and then give it to everyone before they move out for the Exa dodge. So you'll see, just waiting, as soon as the Wave Cannon cast starts, you can hit Soil. And I like to save Swift Cast for the shielding here, because it's a Dissipation, so the shield will be extra potent. I think it's about 20%. You can use Whispering Dawn right after the Wave Cannon hit, and it'll be enough to regen about 20% of people's health bars, I'd say. So it does save your co-healer using CD if they need it for meteors. So Cosmo Dive 2, shielding this is optional, just make sure you have a soil on it. So make sure if you have Fey Blessing off CD, you use it before you hit Seraph, because you cannot use Fey Blessing while in the Seraph. Start prepping your mitts. You can pop Fate Elum and Consolation, Expedience as people move out, and then get ready to heal people. You can GCD shield for safety, hit Indom, and coming up will be a spread low, so remember to hit that. And place the soil down. Everyone should survive with a lot of HP. Yep. And now that's it. Remember to hit your LB. Make sure people are topped off for the initial hit, and it should be GG. You can see our Dark Knight's killing himself on their raid wide, because he's getting extra potency for it. So yep. You can hit any of your remaining healing buttons if you feel like padding your heal parse on the raid wide. So yeah, this is Enrage. To hit chain off CD. All your Aether Flow are free for energy drains, and kill the boss.